No, 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 my baby.
Missing someone. Love is all you want. Missing someone.
Hi guys, today I'm going to be doing a full face of Glossier. This is like actually kind of what I do every day. This is my first YouTube video and I'm kind of nervous, so I'm going to do a voiceover style. Just because I'm not used to talking and like doing things at the same time. So if you want to see how I got this look, keep watching. Recently I just got bangs, so I'm just going to pin them back with these Glossier clips that I got a couple months back. They were actually free with a $50 purchase, and I literally bought $50 worth of stuff just to get these clips, but it's totally worth it because they're so cute. So the first skincare product that I'm going to be using is Bubble Wrap. It's an eye and lip plumping cream, but I usually just use it for the under eyes. It has hyaluronic acid, avocado oil, and squalene, I believe it's pronounced. Super hydrating ingredients. It just makes my under eyes look so much better underneath concealer and less dry. Next, I'm going to be using the Priming Moisturizer-RICH. They have a lighter version, but my skin is super dry, especially now during the winter time. It's like so perfect and it makes my skin feel so hydrated. It smells like lavender, which is really nice. I love lavender. And don't forget the neck, that's right. So here I'm just blending it out with my fingers. I try to be as gentle as I can, but I'm also impatient, so yeah, I'm just patting it all over my face and my neck, and it feels super good, hydrating. This next product is my absolute new favorite from Glossier. It's the FUTUREDEW Oil Serum Hybrid, and it literally is like glow in a bottle. They really captured like the essence of what it is to look dewy. I start at the high points of my face and then I kind of like smooth it onto my cheeks. The amount that you want to use varies depending on your skin type for sure, because like I said, my skin's really dry. I like to use it everywhere and I like to use kind of a lot, but you typically don't really need a lot. Like if you have more oily skin, I would say just use it on the high points. But yeah, I just use the excess after I put it all over my face to just get the high points once again, and this will make you dewy all day long. Then I'm going to go in with the skin tint. I'm going to use two different shades. One is my summer shade, which is G8, and the other is G10, which is like my perfect winter shade. But I'm going to kind of like mix the two. I find that the skin tint has almost no coverage, but what it does do that I really like is it just kind of like evens out your whole skin tone. If you feel like you look a little bit like dull or anything like that, it'll make you more glowy, and it just kind of like makes a perfect base for all of your other products. That being said, if you're having like a bad skin day or something, you can always mix it in with a thicker foundation. I really like to mix mine in with my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, which is like super full coverage if I ever feel like I need a little extra that day. But yeah, most days I'll just do this and then pat it out with my fingers. Since I did blend the foundation in with my fingers, I like to go in with a damp beauty sponge and just tap all over my face really lightly to make sure that there's no streakiness or anything. And I do use my fingers just because the beauty sponge tends to soak up all the foundation. Next, I'm going to go in with the stretch concealer. Mine is in shade G10, which perfectly matches my winter shade skin tint. And then taking my finger, I'm just going to put the product right underneath my eye. I find that you don't need too much. It just kind of like melts into the skin, which is why it's called like stretch concealer. It's supposed to just kind of like move with you instead of like cake up and like look dry and be super set down. I used to never wear under eye concealer at all, so this is like the closest thing to like a no makeup concealer. I do find that it helps to set it with a light powder, but you really don't have to because it just totally looks like skin. And then I've been sick for the past couple of weeks, so I'm getting some redness under my nose and around my mouth from blowing my nose so much, so I'm just going to kind of take that down underneath my nose where it's red and just try to lighten it up a bit and blend that out. And then same thing again, I'm going to go in with my damp beauty sponge and go right underneath my eyes just very lightly to get rid of any fingerprint marks or anything like that. And then I know this is not a Glossier product, but your girl has acne scars, so I'm just going to put it on those little dark marks and then add a little extra under my nose where I said I was red. And then with this small little concealer brush from IT, I'm just going to go in and blend it out. Some days we need a little more full coverage, and the no makeup look has to have a little help. The concealer I'm using is Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Medium Neutral. Another non-Glossier product is this stick bronzer from Benefit. It's actually the Hoola bronzer, but in like a cream version. I love this. I feel like it blends out like a dream. I wish Glossier would come out with a bronzer. I'm sure that they will. They're probably hard at work on it right now as I'm speaking, but I just kind of take this on my beauty blender and then I rub it into the hollows of my cheeks, and then I bring it up kind of like around my eyebrows. The bronzer itself is pretty cool tone. On camera it picks up a little more orange, but I promise it's not orange, it's just the lighting. Then I'm just going to repeat the same process on the other side of my face and blend it out. And then even though I have bangs, I'm still going to do it around my forehead because my bangs are wispy and you can still see through to that 5 head, so that's what I'm doing here. Again, still looks orange, but I promise it's not. It'll look better later on. And then taking just a little bit more, I'm going to put it on the bridge of my nose. I feel like it just kind of helps give you that button nose look, and then it gives a little more dimension to your nose instead of making it look so flat, but then I'm just taking the rest down my neck. Then another favorite of mine, I'm going to be using the Cloud Paint in shades Puff and Dusk. I feel personally like Puff is a little bit too pink and Dusk is a little bit too brown. So I like to mix both. I put, here's Puff on the back of my hand, and then I'm going to put Dusk, and then I'll just mix those together with my blush brush. This one's just a random one from TJ Maxx, nothing special. But I'm just going to dab it on the apples of my cheeks and then start working outwards. I kind of like to blend it in with my contour just to make it look a little more seamless. I find that blending it up through also like to the sides of my eyebrows kind of gives like a natural sunburnt look because it's kind of like putting it where the sun would naturally hit your face. And then I'm just going to continue it on this side. And then I love the way it looks when you put blush on the bridge of your nose. I think it's so cute. And I kind of put it like underneath too a little bit, and then I just kind of blend it all together with my beauty blender. Again, just we don't want any brush strokes or seams. No makeup look has to be seamless. And then to set all of the liquids in place, I'm going to be using the WOWDER in shade G8 through G10, which is perfect because I'm actually both of those shades right now. And then I'm just going to take this Sephora brush and lightly dust under my eyes and then drag the excess downwards just to kind of like blur my pores and stuff, and then set all the bronzer and the blush. And I'm not a huge powder person because, like I mentioned before, my skin is super dry, so it just kind of like sucks the life out of it. But this one is just super natural. It just kind of makes it so that your makeup doesn't crease and that it lasts longer. I really, really like it. And then this is a bit of an extra step, but I just like to take some on my brush and then go right under the bronzer and the blush because I feel like it kind of cleans up any of the liquid that kind of like went a little too far down. So I'll do that and then just kind of like blend it out. And then of course in my beauty blender, I'm just going to go over all the powders and blend it out. For a subtle highlight, I'm going to be using the HALOSCOPE in the shade QUARTZ. I personally don't love this highlight that much. I feel like it's just not strong enough for what I like, and it's a little bit on the sticky side, so it is a little bit risky in terms of like it picking up like foundation and stuff. But if you're careful with it, it doesn't look too bad. It's super, super natural. I would say Definitely in the zone of the no makeup look. I just go in on the bridge and the tip of my nose, my cheekbones, and then a little bit on my cupid's bow, and then dab off the excess on my chin. Since I don't have the brow flick, I just decided to do my eyebrows off camera with my normal Anastasia powder. But to set them in place, I'm going to be using the Boy Brow in the transparent shade. I always wipe off the excess on the tube because so much comes out. But I just brush my eyebrow hairs upwards. I have like Asian eyebrows, so a lot of the hairs grow down and it's really annoying. But I find that this product actually keeps them in place all day and I absolutely love it. And then my favorite, most important part is curling my eyelashes before mascara. I'm using the Shiseido eyelash curler. I think I got this one at Sephora. And then I'm going to go in with Lash Slick. This mascara is not waterproof, so I feel like for my straight lashes, they tend to fall throughout the day, but it's definitely a nice one. If you do have already curled lashes, I think it's perfect. I just really like it because it definitely helps you separate each lash, and there's absolutely no clumping, and it's a really pretty dark, deep black color. The way I apply my mascara, I just kind of do little wiggling motions and then brush upwards. I feel like the wiggling helps get the product off, and then like the brushing helps with the curl and the shape of the lashes. I typically start on the outside and then work my way in. I think it's really important to focus the mascara on the outer lashes though, because it gives you that kind of like cat eye look. And then what I think this mascara is so perfect for is bottom lashes. I find that there is no smudging throughout the day. I always get like those raccoon eyes if I'm like out and about, but I feel like with this one I don't, even though it's not waterproof, which is really nice because then it's also easy to remove. And now I'll show you how I do my faux freckles. I don't do this every day, but if I have a little extra time, I will. I'm taking the mini size of the Hoola bronzer and then an opened bobby pin and just kind of like sticking it in the bronzer and dabbing it all over my face. I find that this is like the most natural way to do freckles, and it's also super fast and easy. I learned this from another YouTuber, I can't really remember who, but I'm taking a brush here and just dabbing out the freckles so that they don't look as harsh or as dark, and that it just blends into my skin. And then for lips, I'm going to use a combo of a couple of things. I'm going to be using the lip gloss in the shade Clear. I love the applicator. It's a doe foot applicator. It makes everything so easy. And then I'm also going to be using the DOTCOM, which you can use on your lips or your skin, but I typically think that people usually use it for their lips, especially because this one right here that I'm going to be using is tinted. This one almost makes your skin look like you just ate like some berry popsicle. It's amazing. I don't really like lipstick or anything, so this is like the perfect mild flush of just like a sweet berry color. I love this because it's moisturizing and it gives a little bit of color, so it's just super perfect. And then on top, I'm going to use their iconic gloss and just put this all over my lips. I love it so much. I feel like it lasts all day. Even when I'm like drinking something or eating, I feel like it still sticks around. I only have to reapply like once or twice throughout the day, and it's just like the shiniest, prettiest lip gloss ever. "10 out of 10, definitely recommend this product. And then for my eyes, since I don't have Lid Star, I'm just going to go back in with Dusk, the darker cloud paint, and then just kind of dab that all over my eyes for a little bit of color. I usually don't do any eyeshadow or anything anyways, so this is a perfect, just like a natural nude brown color. And I know this is not recommended, but I always do this. I feel like it's a crucial step. I curl my lashes after my mascara is dry because when you have straight lashes, you just need that extra push, and this definitely does it. And then finally, I'm going to set my face with the Morphe Continuous Setting Spray. I love this. And then dab everything out with my beauty blender, and that's it.